If you're a parent, there's a good chance that this feels familiar. Your child practices, you remind them, you sit with them, and sometimes you push a little harder than you'd like. And yet progress feels so slow and motivation is low. Practice turns into tension. Parents, you often feel like the bad guy. Students feel bored, stuck, or resistant, and everyone quietly wonders why this isn't working, right? Here's the important thing I want to say up front. The problem isn't that your child is lazy. The problem isn't that you lack discipline as a parent. The problem isn't even effort. The real problem is that practice often feels like endless, disconnected work. And when that's the case, the brain pushes back. Practice doesn't fail because kids hate effort. Practice fails because kids don't know what the effort's for. And so I want to explain why practice feels like work and why that kills motivation for students and why there's a better way. Let's talk about why practice breaks down emotionally first. Practice without purpose feels infinite, feels like it goes on forever. Okay, when practice has no visible finish line, it has no emotional payoff, no clear sense of progress, it feels endless. And we all know this is true. When something feels endless, the brain resists it, even if the activity itself isn't bad. And to a child, untethered practice feels like, just keep doing this until I say stop. And that's not gonna work for children. There's no internal reward system firing. There's no sense of completion and there's no momentum. So motivation drops, not because the student doesn't care, but because their brain literally sees no reason to engage. The first thing is to reframe practice as playtime, not work time. They need to hear that this is a time for them to enjoy playing music, not something grueling that they have to endure for the next 10 minutes or so. And kids aren't avoiding music, they're just avoiding pressure. And that part really matters because most kids don't hate music, they just hate the pressure without joy. Repetition without meaning becomes really boring, and correction without context becomes discouraging. When practice feels like work, the brain resists it. When it feels like play, the brain engages. And so here's what I think. Practice needs a fun, visible goal. And here's the major shift that makes practice work. Okay, the brain needs something to move toward. Students need a destination. That destination might be learning a song that they choose, playing something for grandparents or a family member, recording a short video, mastering a recognizable moment in a piece. These goals don't need to be flashy at all. They just need to be real and they need to be visible. And skills are the path, songs are the destination, okay? Skills, drills, patterns, exercises, they all matter, but they only work when they're clearly connected to something meaningful. And without a destination, skills feel completely pointless. Students don't practice to get better at practice, they practice to make music. And so when students understand why a skill exists, effort becomes a whole lot easier and often a lot more enjoyable. And so here's the thing, practice should feel like play and really shouldn't feel like performance. And this is where a lot of people get nervous. When we say play, we don't mean chaos. We don't mean lack of standards, and we definitely don't mean lowering your expectations. Play is how learning sticks, and play creates exploration, it creates curiosity-driven repetition, mistakes without fear, and this is where real learning happens. Students repeat more when they're curious. They take risks when they feel safe, and they stay longer when joy is present. Play does not mean lack of structure. And good play has these things. It has clear boundaries, it has clear objectives, and it has a clear ending. Play is not the absence of discipline, it's the environment where discipline grows, and we need to create that environment. Parent-involved play multiplies progress as well. And parents often ask, how do I help if I'm not musical? And the answer is you already help more than you realize. Parents change the emotional tone of practice entirely. The biggest impact parents have isn't technical, it's emotional. Encouragement matters more than correction. Participation matters more than enforcement. You just have to be present. When practice becomes something shared instead of supervised, resistance drops entirely. Parents don't need musical skill, but they can have these helpful roles. They can sit nearby and you can listen, you can clap with your student, you can ask your child to teach you something, and you can celebrate their effort, encouraging them through hard moments. And when practice becomes shared playtime, resistance disappears. I've experienced it with my own kids, and I know other parents that have as well. The power of timed, consistent practice is this piece of information is often overlooked, and it's critical. Practice needs a known ending. Endless practice feels overwhelming. Time practice feels manageable. When students know how long practice will last and that it will end, their nervous system relaxes. Consistency beats duration. Short and consistent always beats long and sporadic. Predictability builds trust. A simple framework works best. Like this, it has to be same time each day, the same length, and the same basic flow. And when students know practice will end, they're going to stop fighting it. And here's what effective practice actually looks like. I want to make this very practical for you. A simple, effective practice flow looks just like this. First, warm up, do something fun and familiar. The second thing is practice a skill directly connected to a song. Then play that song where the skill lives. And then finally, end on success, always. When practice ends with success, confidence increases, resistance decreases, and progress accelerates. And so what does this mean for you and your students? If practice has been hard, I want you to hear this clearly, okay? This is so important. You're not failing your child. Your child isn't lazy. The system just needs to be adjusted. Practice works when it feels safe, when it feels purposeful, when it feels shared, and when it has an end, when it feels finite. And that's it. That's all you need to focus on. Finally, I want to just invite you that if practice has been a daily battle, if your child loves music but resists lessons, if you want progress without burnout, this approach matters. Music should be something students run toward, not something they endure.